What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, we just got back from the All-Star game, and all I can say is, one, it was a fun time, and two, that was the hottest I've ever been in my life.
Do you see the energy that I have? I am ready for the second half. Are you ready, fans? We need to see you at the ballpark. This is going to be exciting. Second half, and we're going to make it. We say something at the beginning when we started the show. You know, that 2 months ago, we say that we're going to do it. Sometimes things have to go hard way so we can learn and explode right away and win something in life, and we're going to do it. I love the experience to watch you over there in the All-Star game. It was very nice. We sweat a little bit. It was kind of hot.
Just a little bit.
Jay, that was a good one over there.
Yeah, you guys were awesome. All your content on social media was great to
Don't
follow.
worry, we got more to come.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure that little fan you had was the most clutch thing you packed for the whole trip. But I want to ask, what was the best thing you guys ate during the All-Star break?
Oh my gosh, I tried so many crazy things.
I know.
Guys, I had a rib platter. It was like this long. It had ribs, mac and cheese, baked beans. It was $54.
Whoa.
Hey, telling about the hot dog. They have a hot dog like this big over there. They
the
sell
true
over
foot
there
long?
in a full long like this.
Did you try it?
No, I don't try it. No, it was too big. It was too big for me. You know what? I was so busy. You know how I was.
Yeah.
I don't stop in there. So I did a lot of Chick-fil-A stuff like that, you know, at the beginning. But then I eat, after that we finish, I eat something outside. Like, I like the steak, stuff like that. But it was very nice. But you know what? Steven Kwan, he did a great job starting the game. The Steven Kwan, I always say when I'm doing the radio with Rafa, I say 2 strikes, check it out. He's going to go to left field. Be ready. He's going to make contact. We make contact. We tie the game. I know that, they lost. But Steven Kwan did a great job. And you know what? It was a very good All-Star game. And I'm happy. You know why? Because we had 7.2 million people watch the game. This is the biggest, the All-Star, like football, basketball, or anything like that. Baseball is really good, and it's going to get better because the second half is going to be big for us here in Cleveland.
I like that Steven Kwan. It got to show guards ball pretty much. You hit an infield hit, hustle, get to first, move the guy along, score some runs.
And then he
did great. Made it awesome. Just represented us well. What did you guys think about the home run swing off at the end? Because I will never forget when they tied an All-Star game, and I just felt so empty. I'm like, a tie? What is this?
Yeah.
So I was cool with the swing off, I think.
Yeah, no, I thought that was really fun. I thought that was awesome to watch. Questionable who we were picking to swing and why.
Let me tell you what happened, and I'm going to let you guys know.
Okay.
You know that I'm doing stuff with MLB. On Monday, there was a meeting with both managers to let them know if something, the game got tied, we're going to decide it, and you have to give me 3 names right now.
Right now, oh.
Eugenio Suarez was in the name, but he got hit by a pitch in the hands, and they don't want to take a risk in there. But everybody else was in there in that list. All the 3 names from the American League and from the National League, they all was picked on Monday.
Oh, wow.
So that was picked. That was not just come here. It was picked on Monday so everybody know that. And TV need to know that too. So
I was wondering why Aaron Judge wasn't in there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I don't think, even though they picked it on Monday, I still don't think the people were happy about it.
No, the people wasn't happy. The people was bugged. And even Jeff Passan said, the American League was going to be Jonathan Aranda, Randy Arozarena, and Brent Rocker. The only guy that I can put in there, let me tell you what happened, because they cannot do it from the guys that play the first 4 innings, because they're going to sit down and watch the game for next 5 innings doing nothing. They can get hurt going in there and making a swing, and you don't want to have that, in there. So that's why they picked the guys that played in the second half in the All-Star game. That was the pick, but they should have picked Byron Boston.
That would have been fun.
Was there. That was going to be like the guy, maybe Jonathan Aranda. I love you, Papi, but you have 11 homers. Byron Buxton got 20-something. So that's why, it should have been in the National League was Pete Alonso, Eugenio Suarez, and Kyle Schwarber, but because he got hit, that's what happened. But I think the National League was going to be with Pete Alonso and Schwarber, all those guys. You see what happened. You watch it. But it was fun. It was great for baseball. I think we're going to the right direction. It was very nice. And the great thing that's going to happen for baseball, Cleveland Guardians make it to the playoffs. And that's what we need to talk about. We finished the road trip 6-1. We beat the Houston Astros, one of the best teams in the American League. Finished strong this year, and we play good. I think this rest that we have right now is going to be good for our players, for our team, for our pitching staff there. Our starters, since June 1st, second in the big leagues with the best ERA. Second in the big league with the best ERA. Only Houston was first, but they did a great job. 351. That's unbelievable. Since June 1st, they're doing a great job. Jose Ramirez, player of the week. He did it, 4 homers, 11 RBIs. So our players did a great job. We did. Angel Martinez. What about Angel? Talk to me about Angel, bro.
Oh, my God. That grand slam was absolutely awesome. What did we say? It was the only park that he would have hit that grand slam.
Yeah, it was a unicorn home run. That's why I loved it so much.
Absolutely.
Unicorn home run. I love when you guys say that.
Here's the thing, everyone, if you think you have baseball figured out at the halfway point, you have no idea. Nothing, like you just said, we were on a 10-game losing streak. We couldn't score a run for the life of us.
Yeah.
We go against Houston, who has the best pitching staff, and we just start scoring run after run after run. Yeah. And that's why I keep telling everyone I'm talking to, I'm like, I know we're not in the playoffs right now, but we have a second half. We're a soft schedule coming up. We're not going to be playing the pitching gauntlet that we just went through. We just need to make the playoffs. And if you get just 2-3 guys hot in the playoffs hitting next to each other and scoring runs, and you're pitching like we are right now, you got a chance. All you got to do is get into the show, and you got a chance no matter how much your payroll is.
I'm happy. And I had the opportunity to have Steven Buck at the last conference that he had after the game. Listen to this because he's talking about what happened, how the team finished, how important it was.
How good is 6-1 on a road trip that closes out the first half? How good does that sound, and what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's awesome. We played great baseball on this trip. It was really fun to see our guys, turn that stretch around. Obviously, the 10 in a row hurt, but for us to just turn around and keep it rolling the whole time, it was a lot of fun, and we had multiple guys come up clutch, come up huge on this road trip. So it was a great trip for our team.
Kwani's an all-star. We talked to him out there just now, just talking about the ball that's misplayed. We don't see him ever do that, but then to come up and do what he's done, just what does that say about him?
That's what great players do. All the great players that I've seen, if they do make a mistake, the next time they come up or the next time they get an opportunity, they come through. And huge at bat for us. Obviously getting the sac fly and then that catch saved the game. That ball falls. It's a completely different outcome. So took the air out of their, out of them, and gave us a chance to win. Joey was awesome. He was great. Obviously, just a couple mistakes outside of that. I thought he was phenomenal. Joey was throwing strikes, really efficient. It's really exciting to see where Joey's going.
You think Class A going too? How was that the plan all along?
I mean, when he got through the first one with 10 pitches, you ask him how you feeling, you want to go back out, and he said, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." So it's unbelievable when you have bullpen guys that are as efficient as they are, and they want to pitch. And obviously, with 4 days off, it allowed us to be a little more aggressive, and Emmanuel wanted that inning.
And so, first pitch, how much the guy just jumping?
That was great. I mean, Savali was keeping us off balance. We were letting a lot of his cutters go. It was a good pitch, and that was really the first one that he left flat up over the middle, and Manzo was ready to go and didn't miss it. So I thought that was one of my favorite games of the year because I thought we played awful the first 5 innings. I thought our offense was dead. Savali was doing whatever he wanted, and so for us to explode like that late off of him, that was really fun to see.
What do you think of Manzo, what he's done since, he came back, what his, when his mom went through and all that?
I mean, so happy for him that he was able to go home and be with his mom, and obviously first day back, a little rusty, but for him to come through these last 2 games for us, it's been huge. And Manzo's a big part of our team, big part of our offense, so getting him rolling is huge. And but again, nothing more important than his mom and her health, and we're really glad he was able to go be with him.
Will we see the pullover in the second half?
I don't know. Got a 4-day break, so we'll see.
Well, I love it. I like the way we finish. Something that I had to mention is against the Central team, we are 16-9, the best record. We have the best record against Central team. We've been losing against the East just 6-10 against the East, and it's the West. Hey, we tied 9-9, so that we play better against them. We are against the American League 33-28.
Great.
National League, we've been getting killed. Let me tell you, 12-21. We need to play better, and I know in the next few days we're going to play Colorado Rockies. So those are the teams that we need to take advantage. And another thing that we have to say is we played the last 2 months against the best team in baseball. We played, with 17th. They are right now fighting for the 4th place. So the second half is going to be a lot better for us, and that's when we need to show up.
I love what he had said about Manzardo, because we bought on the show. We were talking about how hard it is to play baseball when you got something that serious going on in your life.
Yes.
And then to get back and before the All-Star game, hit a blast. Like, he absolutely annihilated that poor ball. I don't think it landed yet. But to go into the break with that kind of confidence going, going to see, like, we're going to make our second half prediction. I'll tell you right now, I think Manzardo's going to have a monster second half.
Hey, I would love to see that. And hitting a home run off of Aaron Savali after being traded for him,
that was
probably
awesome.
Feels pretty cool.
Though we won the trade text or tweets out was awesome.
I was saying it.
Everyone was saying it.
Yeah.
I think someone in the crowd even said it. You could hear it on the broadcast. Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to have an interview, some Cleveland Guardians headlines, but we'll be back with you guys soon.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Pure AV, luxury home automation. Experience your dream smart home by visiting pureavcorp.com.
Today's featured interview is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows and Smart Choice Baths.
How you have been thinking about upgrading your home this spring? Then look no farther than Smart Choice Window and Smart Choice Bath. Smart Choice Window is running a great deal right now. Buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and get even better. They are offering 0 financing for 24 months. If you prefer, they also have no down payment option with monthly payments as low as $199. Some restriction applies. If your bathroom need an update, the same great team at the Smart Choice Bath has you covered. They are offering $1,500 of brand of new shower on top this month. So if you have been putting off that remodel, now is the perfect time to go for it. So if you are ready for a quitter, more energy efficient window or bathroom that finally works for your life, make the call right now. 440 Windows, or head over to smartshowwindow.com or smartshowbath.com to schedule a free, no pressure estimate today. Let's go. Let's get it.
Before we get to the interview, one more quick message from Smart Choice.
Saludos amigos, soy Carlos Baerga. Quiero invitarte, oiga, este es agosto 4 de 12 a 3. Oiga, llegó el Back to School y queremos invitarte al Smart Choice en our Canton Showroom. Tienes que estar allí.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Carlos, again, most popular man I know. What do you got for us today?
I have a good friend of mine, man. These guys, everybody want the big guys to be in there, but he was one of the guys together with Wayne Kirby and Alvaro Espinosa that keep us going every day. This guy get on us. Like, hey, we had to play today. We had to win. So this guy was very special. And you know what? His career, it was just no a baseball player. He finished as a GM. Now he do TV. Well, he got the face to do that. That's my buddy. Ruben Amaro in the house. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Carlos. Great to be with you, man. The energy is always high, man. I love it. It always has been from the time I met you to the time till right now. It's awesome.
I know. Brother, you came to Cleveland in 93. You in a trade of Slugum from Philadelphia to Cleveland. And tell me about your time here in Cleveland. Tell me about it. You play with, when you came here, that was our first year playing in Jacob Field. It was a Jacob Field, the first one. Tell me about the opportunity to see that fans for us.
Yeah, so there was a really cool moment for me. I actually got traded after the 93. The Phillies were in the World Series. We played in the World Series, and I got traded from Philadelphia to Cleveland. And the reason why I got traded there was because Charlie Manuel was the manager in Charlotte, and I played against their team. Oh. And I raked them, and I actually played really, really well against them. So he recommended that I be a guy that they acquire. Yeah, I ended up getting acquired for Heathcliff Slocum. Heathcliff ended up playing really well for the Phillies as a closer. I think he was the All-Star in 94, one of their All-Star representatives. Anyway, when I came to Cleveland, I was welcomed really, really nicely. We had an unbelievable team. John Hart and Dan O'Dowd and all those folks in the front office put together an amazing young team. They were building an amazing young team, and I was trying to make the team out of spring training. And there was this little guy named Manny Ramirez who ended up having an amazing last 2 weeks of the season. I thought I was going to make the team out of spring training, and then Manny Ramirez went off and had about 10 home runs in about 2 weeks. And they said, "Hey, he's making the team. You're going back down to AAA." So I came up later on that year in May, and I mean, the Jake was a special place, man. It was a packed house every single night. The players that we played with, I mean, the lineup that was there was spectacular. And the fans were so into it. It was a brand new gem there in the Gateway area in Cleveland. And the Jake was just a really fun place. All of the fans were just so into the team at that time that it was a really fun place to be. Cleveland was the place to be. The flats, yes. Everything was going on there, was happening in 94, 95 when I was there.
Continuing on with like some of the fan talk, I keep saying this because it doesn't make sense to me that you guys had sold out crowd after sold out crowd. Just going to the games now, there's like, what do we have, like 17,000 a night? What about you guys made the fans show up like that, and what can the teams now do or fans do now to get bigger crowds and get back to how it was then?
Well, I think one of the things, winning is a big one, but I think that they had that sort of the personalities and the quality of the players that Carlos was one of them. He was so one of the leaders, one of the guys that was like a high energy guy. But we had guys like Kenny Lofton.
Yes.
So I'll go through the lineup was just extraordinary. Kenny Lofton in center field. Omar Vizquel was playing short. Carlos was playing second base. You know, you had Albert Bell, I thought was the best offensive player I'd ever seen. Hitting in the 4-hole, playing left field. You know, we had Eddie Murray and Paul Sorrento, and you had Manny Ramirez and Jim Thome. You had young players. You had a combination of unbelievably good young prospects and some veteran players who knew how to play and loved playing and had a lot of fun. And then, you know, they sprinkled in some of those veteran pitchers like Oral Hershiser and El Presidente and some of those other guys. I mean, I got to talk about Sandy Alomar and Tony Pena. You're talking about really high energy, quality people. And I think that's probably, it was a combination of one, it was a team that was winning. It was the first time in a while, like the Cleveland fans are like, hey, this team actually might win. And they were winning a lot of games. And I think that's, you know, winning sort of cures everything. And I think that's, you know, that's one way to get people involved. And I think, you know, just like in any other organization, when you have a chance to win, when you go for the big hitter, and they don't do that all that often in Cleveland, where they get like the monster free agent player. I think it makes it more difficult because the fans don't think that the that the ownership group is committed to winning, and that's where things sort of get sideways, I think, with the fans, because it ends up being more of a money issue than it is competition or being a team that's really got a chance to win the World Series. And I think Tito over the last several years, and now Stephen Vogt, I mean, they're great managers, but you only have so much talent that you can play with and so much stuff that you can do to be a contending team every year. And I guess the fans, just like any other fan, especially here, you know, I work in Philadelphia. If the fan base doesn't feel like the ownership group is like super committed, then it becomes difficult to try to bring those fans into the game to watch it.
I totally agree. Growing up during that era, I remember how hard it was to get tickets. Like, what astonished me that sellout is we didn't have smartphones to just hurry up, pick up a phone. You had to go to the box office. You had to go to Giant Eagle to pick up like actual paper tickets, and we still were selling out left and right. And like you said, we felt like Dick Jacobs was going to do whatever he can do to help us win, and we'd had just a complete loaded lineup. It was so fun. With that lineup being as loaded as it was, and you were like the fourth outfielder, what did you do on an everyday basis to be prepared? Because you knew this team could win the World Series, and at any moment you could have to be put in there to replace someone. What did you do on a regular basis to stay ready?
Yeah, so I was a switch hitter, so I had to like work doubly hard. And you know, Charlie Manuel, who was our hitting coach at the time before he became the manager, you know, he kind of jokes with me. I was like the highest maintenance, you know, player he's ever been around who never played a game, you know? Because I felt like I had to be prepared just in case, because you didn't want to have, like, if Kenny wasn't playing that day, Kenny Lofton wasn't playing, or Manny wasn't playing, or they needed a day off, you didn't want to have that major drop off on your team. So you didn't want to embarrass yourself. You wanted to make sure that you try to play at a level of that the rest of the guys. Obviously, you weren't going to do that on a daily basis because that wasn't my talent level. But I wanted to make sure that I was prepared as possible to be able to come into any situation. So I did a lot of work in the weight room. I did a lot of work in the batting cage. I took a lot of fly balls and did a lot of stuff, you know, extra to try to make sure that I was, one, in shape, two, prepared, and it with the hopes that, you know, if I got my opportunity that I wouldn't screw it up. You know, I just wanted to make sure that I maintained at least a high level of play, because there was a demand to win. You know, there was a demand to have success. So I tried to pay attention to the game. I tried to help guys on the bench with certain things. I try to help mentor guys like Manny Ramirez, who are young players, and just try to be a good teammate and be prepared when was getting ready to be called upon.
Ruben, I want you to say to everybody how unbelievable it was to walk around in the clubhouse with Eddie Murray, Dave Winfield, Otto Hershises, Dennis Martinez, and then our young talent that we have together going against Randy Johnson to go to the World Series. Tell us about, you know, tell the fans about it, the feeling, the excitement that we have in there.
It's really hard to, for anybody who's never lived through something like this, to live into a clubhouse that has, and you're playing for in a winning team or in the playoffs, or, you know, making a run as a contender in September and October. It is, the energy that is associated with that is so fantastic that it's really hard to measure. I can only tell you that I was very fortunate because in '95, I actually made the playoff roster, and the person that I was sort of made the playoff roster over, and this is kind of crazy, is Dave Winfield.
Yes.
And I was super nervous about that. And because I played with Winnie, and I played with him with the Angels organization, and I was playing with him in Cleveland, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way a man of my stature is going to be playing. You know, the reason why is because I had a little bit more versatility. I could run better. I could play the outfield position. So there was a reason why they chose me as opposed to Dave at that time. It was towards the end. But the coolest thing about that was that when they made that decision to let me know that I was actually going to be on the playoff roster and it wasn't going to be Dave Winfield, Dave came over to me and said, "Listen, Ruben, I'm pissed off. I'm not happy.
Yes.
But I will tell you that you and I, our friendship and our relationship doesn't ever change. And I'm really happy for you." And for him to do that, a Hall of Famer like Dave Winfield to come over and say, that meant the most to me. I mean, that was one really cool moments that I had in my career, that a man like that would treat me in that way. But being around Eddie and so many great players. I mean, I've named a lot of them already, but they're such special people. And the energy that was created around, and we just had we had a bunch of guys who just want to have fun and win. I mean, Carlos and Kenny and Wayne Kirby, who was my bench mate, just high energy guys who just wanted to have fun and play baseball. And we liked being around each other. Sometimes we fought a little bit, like a family. Fought sometimes we really enjoyed being there in the clubhouse. It's a really difficult thing to describe, and I'm grateful for having had that opportunity to be around such great players.
So the MLB draft was this past weekend. I want to go into a little bit of GM talk. I have many questions. I don't want to bore you with all of them. But for me, like, it's crazy when you think about the NBA draft, you think about the NFL draft. There's 2 rounds in the NBA. There's however many in the NFL. But MLB, you have so many. what kind of process goes into it when you're evaluating between like high school players to college players, and how big of a team do you guys have to go through all of those guys to get to that point to say who you want to draft?
Yeah, well, it's expanded since I was in the front office. I mean, it's gotten to the point where there's a lot of analytics folks who are involved now, much more so than when I was in the GM seat. But there is a process that is really, really significant. And it's probably, and I talked to Pat Gillick, who was one of my mentors and one of my bosses here in Philadelphia,
One of the best.
Who was one of the best GMs of all time and a Hall of Famer. You know, I always used to ask him, what was more important, procuring or bringing talent into your system, the draft, or developing those players? And he said, Ruben, if you don't bring talent in, man, you got nothing. And so the draft and the international signings that you have as an organization are really the most important part of building a successful, viable, sustainable organization. So there are so many people involved. As far as overall scouts are concerned, I mean, there's anywhere from 30 to 70 scouts that are involved in the process. There's area scouts, there's bird dogs, there's cross checkers, there's national cross checkers. I mean, and we all sort of get in a room with about 2 weeks left to go in the draft or so, and we start, sort of paring things down, having meetings about, where is this draft? What's the strengths of these drafts? And then you start lining these players up. I mean, it's a real difficult, tedious, and then, but the cool thing about it is that when you have really good people who are passionate about evaluating players, you have like arguments and you have discussions. You're like, hey man, this guy can't play. There's no way he can play in Philly, or there's no way. And you start, hey, this guy's he'd be perfect. I love the talent. And you actually will have some arguments, and I loved it. I don't know if they still do that because people are not as confrontational as they used to be, I think. But I love that part about it because it made me feel like the guys who were in the room were passionate about their jobs and wanted to do their jobs as the best they could without impunity. To me, they were paid for you pay these people for their opinions. And so you want them to be passionate about it. Doesn't have to necessarily be right, because you're not right a lot of the time when you're talking about amateur players. But it's a process that's really, really fun and really continues to be the most important part of baseball, I think.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more from Ruben Amaro.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com today.
When do you guys actually have to start looking into the draft? And when you guys do and you're getting ready, how long are those days? And the other part I want to ask you is, when you sign someone like, I don't know, stealing Jim Thome from us, joking, but do you guys celebrate like you guys won a big game? Do you pop champagne in an office? Do you guys go all out to eat? Or are you just like, all right, we got Thome, on to the next bit of business?
Oh, no. When we get a guy like Jim Thome and we said with Cliff
I'm still mad at you for that, by the way.
That was a really big one for our organization to turn it around. Ed Wade, who is being honored into our Wall of Fame here in Philadelphia, justly, finally, he sort of put together the pieces of the organization that got really, really good and won the World Series in 2008. He wasn't there to be the GM, but he sort of got things going, and he was the guy that sort of made things happen. I think the biggest thing about that was that, to me, Jim Thome, and he made a great pitch to him, and I was obviously involved because I was one of his teammates. But he made a great pitch to him and said, "Hey, listen, you are going to be the one piece that's going to sort of take us over the top, because we have some great young players like Rollins and Utley and a bunch of other ones that were coming." And we unfortunately had to deal Scott Rowland, so we needed like a big time middle of the bat, and he was like the perfect guy for Philadelphia. And it really put us back on the map as an organization. He came just as we got into our new ballpark, just like he was around for the new ballpark with the Jake. and he sort of got us, back on the map here in Philadelphia, because it was all Eagles before that, and it sort of became more Phillies after that.
Wow. Ruben, I really admire you because you was a baseball player. You went through GM. You do TV. You coach. Coach doing the big leagues with Boston and New York Mets. So this guy's been doing everything. The only thing that he's missing the honor, and I think he can be that too because he got the mentality to have that. And I want to say something to you that comes from your father. People don't understand your father. His father was the one that put everything together with the Detroit Tigers. Yes or no?
Yeah, so my dad was involved with the Detroit Tigers. He was involved, obviously, with the Phillies for a long time. Wow. He was one of those guys that, he wore a lot of hats. My dad wore a million different hats. I think people he advised a lot of people. He worked with Paul Owens years ago and Dallas Green, and he was part of a coaching staff that won the World Series in 1980 with the Phillies. So he wore a ton of hats. He was for many, many years, he was probably one of the most highly respected guys in Latin America as far as bringing talent to that organization, to the Phillies, and then later on to Houston and Detroit and some others. But, he had so many contacts and knew so many people, such a good scout and evaluator, that I really think that over the years he did a lot of things to help a lot of different organizations have success. So I am very proud of the fact that I carry his name, number one, particularly in Philadelphia, where he had most of his major league time. He was a Gold Glove shortstop here, and I was really fortunate to be able to work with him. We brought him back. Ed Wade brought him back as a infield instructor for many, many years, and then a longtime scout for us as well. So just really proud of the fact that I get to carry my dad's name.
Last thing I have for you, we're going to switch this up a little fun. If MLB were to do a redraft and you can't say Shohei Ohtani, who would you take 1-1?
Oh, my goodness gracious. So one of my favorite players in the game today, and just because of who he is and the fact that I've gotten a chance to coach him, is Mookie Betts. So it'd be very, very difficult for me, especially with a guy like Mookie who can probably play anywhere on the field. I would say that Mookie, because he can play short, second, center, right. I mean, obviously he's played right field for many years in Boston, but he could play center field if he wanted to. I think the fact that what he brings to the table as far as his talent, his athleticism, his desire to win, and his work ethic, he would be my number one pick.
Wow.
And then, there's so many of them. If you take Ohtani out of it, I mean, obviously Aaron Judge is a special player and a special person, it seems. I don't know him all that well, but from what I understand from afar, from 500 feet, he's someone that you certainly have to consider. And then I got to know Bobby Witt's son as a youngster. Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the best athletes on the baseball field. And so I love athletes. I love pitching, but I love athletes. And so those would be sort of the top three guys, I think, as I look at just the overall talent and makeup of players. Those would certainly be three guys that I would love to have on my team.
Now, you had Charlie Manuel as a hitting coach, who I think is the greatest hitting coach of all time, and then you had him as your coach in Philly. What did he do? Like you said, Jim Thome helped turn around. What did Charlie Manuel do? Because I think he might even have the bigger impact.
Yeah, Charlie was sort of the perfect manager for our organization at that time. We were coming off of a couple of really good years and development years with Larry Boa, but we sort of needed a little bit of a different type of voice. I think we had gotten to the point where we needed someone that would not only be like kick them in the rear end a little bit, but also be able to galvanize the team and bring the team together. And be really super supportive. And I think that that's one of the things that Charlie did extremely well. He got immediate, because he was part of bringing Jim Thome over as well. I think he got immediate, credibility. And And I know he took a lot of crap for, his Southern accent and the fact that he stuttered a little bit and all that stuff here in Philadelphia. They didn't understand what he was all about. I did, because I knew who he was.
Yeah, we heard you had tough crowds in Philly.
Yeah, they're tough. There's no doubt. But now he's a beloved man, and deservedly so, because he helped he helped steer that great ball club for many, many years. And we had probably arguably the best run we've ever had in the history of our organization while he was the manager.
Wow. That was a special.
But the toughest thing for me was when we had to make a change with him. And that was me. I was one of his biggest supporters, but I gotten to the point where our team was not the same team that he was managing before. I didn't think that he deserved to have to endure that. And we were going into a transition. So we had to make a change. We felt like in a lot of ways, we had to make a change. If I had to do it all over again, I might change the timing of things, but I had my reasons for that. But I mean, that was probably, as a GM, the most difficult thing to do is to transition from Charlie, because he meant so much to me as a person.
Oh, awesome. Ruben, thank you very much. What an honor to have you here. By the way, I have to say, we lost in 1995, but he had the opportunity to have a championship 2008 as a GM with the Philadelphia Phillies. Tell me about that feeling. That's the last question that I have. How that feeling? And now we're going to have in 2 weeks the trade deadline. How important is to get that player that you need, or maybe one or two in there? I know you guys want Class and Kwan. Suave with that. We're not gonna give it to you, okay? Suave.
Well, I came to typically when you get a GM job, you get a job that for a team that's been terrible, right? Well, I came into the job right after we won the World Series. I was, one of Pat Gillick's right-hand men. Yeah. And Pat had already let people know that he was going to retire. So they named me the GM right after we won the World Series. So, so for the time that I became the GM, we were still in like the win mode in that window. And we went back to the World Series and lost to the Yankees. But the cool thing about when I got the chance to be the GM was that we were buyers. We were buying because our team was still good. We still had great players. It wasn't like we were transitioning yet. And we ended up having 3 unbelievable seasons in 9, 10, 11. We went to the World Series and went to the playoffs the next 2 years. Didn't advance. But the cool thing about it was that I was in a position to be able to buy. And I felt like it was important to buy players who had been there, done it, and had success, whether they had success as a playoff players or what have you. I always believed, and that's sort of an old school mentality, that if a guy has been there and done it, then that's the guy I want to go get. Because I feel like there has to be people, there's a totally different mentality. I will tell you this, and I guarantee you that people who have played in the playoffs, people who have not played in the playoffs, or people who have done both, there is a totally different type of baseball played in October as opposed to September or August. And I feel like it's so important to acquire players who are not going to scare, who are going to rise to the occasion, and who are red light type players who want to be in the spotlight. I've seen it from guys like Carlos. I've seen it from guys like Lenny Dykstra. I've seen it from guys like Bryce Harper. When the red light is on and it's time to really perform, those guys rise to the occasion. They're not afraid. And that means a lot. And so if I'm going to go get a player that's going to impact my major league team in some way, shape, or form, I'm going to go get some son of a gun who knows what the hell he's doing and has no fear.
Like future Guardians outfielder Kyle Schwarber?
Well, he's definitely one of them. He'd be on the top of my list. If he was somebody that I wanted to acquire, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a guy for so many reasons, and I think this is why the Philadelphia Phillies sort of have to sign him, is he brings so much to the table to an organization, not just on the field, but off the field, in the dugout, in the clubhouse. He's a special, special player. And That's the type of guy you want, man. You want the guy who's
He's from Ohio. What do you expect?
The big lights.
And I mean, that swing off was impressive too.
Yeah.
So
I was sold. I was like, he has to be mine after that.
Brother, you hit it today like Kyle Schwarber did it in the home run derby and to win the no home run derby in the game to finish it up and win. God bless you, my friend. Thank you very much. All the best. You the man. Watch this guy in MLB Network too. This guy is always there too. God bless you, brother. Thank you very much, my friend.
Take care. It was a pleasure. Great to relive it with you. Yeah, take care, Carlos. See you guys.
Yeah, thanks again, Ruben. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some more Cleveland Guardians headlines for you guys. Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, before we get into some Cleveland Guardians headlines, the Carlos Baerga Show is proudly brought to you by your local Infinity dealers, Infinity of Beechwood and Infinity of Akron. From the moment you walk into these beautiful dealerships, you'll experience the luxury, care, and innovation that define the Infinity brand. The knowledgeable team at Infinity is here to make every step seamless, from your test drive to long after the sale. Infinity of Beechwood and Infinity of Akron can help you find the new Infinity to match your lifestyle. So stop into one of their locations to experience the Infinity difference or visit them online at infinityofbeechwood.com and infinityofakron.com. Now, Guardians headlines, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the starting rotation.
Well, our starting rotation, what I said before, I think we are doing a great job since June 1st. We are second in Major League, not the league, Major League Baseball in ERA, so that's really good. That's very important. And the good thing that I like is they going 5 and sometimes 6 innings.
We're going innings now,
so they give us the opportunity, something that we need to improve. Well, before we go there, it's going to be, for me, number 1, Bybee. He's a man in there. Second, have to be Seconi. He's been pitching unbelievable. I don't know if you like Jay.
Oh, I love Seconi.
I love Seconi.
He has like a little bit of crazy in his eyes when he's pitching, and I kind of like that. Yeah.
I like the way he puts the legs.
Well, you never know what he's going to do. It's different every time. That's crazy. For like a pitcher, I feel like that's crazy because I feel like they're so routine about everything that they have to do. And then Slade Seconi goes out there and just like sidearms everything.
And he's
crazy to
not
start
supposed to do that because when you have man on base, you have to be the same. Doing the same thing like Kenley Jensen, that move the legs 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, that's crazy. But you know what? The third one, Williams. Wow, what a job he's been doing. He's growing. He's getting better and better every time he pitch. Allen, the last 3-star. Wow, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
He's been pitching way above what I thought he was going to do, and I'm all here for it. Like. We need after we lost Ortiz, we need guys like him to step up, and that's just another thing to just in our pitching coach's cap. Like that guy is just unreal how good he is.
Our pitching coach, Carl Willis, you're the man. I don't know how you do it. I don't know if you have a stick. You got the magic stick. I know you have something special, to our
I got the cement if we're ready to start building the statue, guys.
Carl Willis statue right outside.
But same day as the bobblehead.
I thought we were going to do the bobblehead.
Put it right by the bullpen. Carl Willis. You can do the bobblehead when they put the statue all the same day.
The statue reveal day is bobblehead giveaway day, and the fans will be all there for it.
And the last one, number 5, is Cantillo. Cantillo did a great job against Houston the first game. You remember that he stepped up in there. And then, because he stepped up for Luis Ortiz. So they haven't said anything yet. Maybe this week they're going to say what's going to happen. That I hope that everything is okay because he was pitching good. I hope so. And he finished the year, the first half, doing a great job beating the Chicago White Sox. So I believe our starters are doing good. The question mark is going to be how many more games, no games, because he haven't pitched in a game yet.
No,
Bieber.
He hasn't. No,
so that means Bieber is going to take at least a month.
Yeah.
More.
Can you see him possibly coming back up and maybe doing some bullpen work with us to get going and stuff? And not like, we don't want you to be a bullpen guy, but just to get innings in, get it some live action and stuff. Well, or is that like I can't swallow my pride and go to the bullpen?
I know. We need it. We need it in the second half. Experience, that he know how to pitch. Maybe he not going to be throwing 96, 97, stuff like that. But throwing 94, 95, 96 is perfect. And, his mentality is unique. But we need to keeping going. We need to slow down.
I think when you have Tommy John surgery, you come back, I think, within a year. But they say it's not to the following year. That's when you get all your real strength back. And so I think
but it could be like a blessing for him, honestly. Like his velo was very down before.
Yes.
Usually when you come back from Tommy John now,
they make him stronger. It's insane what they can do.
I hope that he come back and be the same, better.
Could you imagine Bieber comes back and now he has a 100-mile-an-hour fastball? He gets better after Tommy John surgery.
Well, it's happening. It's happening to right now Ohtani.
Yeah.
Ohtani was 94 to 96. Now he's going 98,
102.
99, 100, 102.
What can't that dude do?
I mean, he does it all. Okay,
wow.
Can I ask you guys this question, though, about our starting rotation? Who impressed you the most the first half of the season?
Williams.
Love that answer.
Williams. I know that a lot of people said the only thing about him is the first 2 innings or 3 innings, the walks.
Yeah, the walks are an issue.
Yeah, if he cut the walks, he's going to be the man. And he's been keeping us in the game, and he's been throwing 7 innings. That we need that. Last year, our starting rotation, that's why our bullpen was so good that we're going to be talking about that bullpen too. But our starting rotation maybe go 4 and 5 last year, and the bullpen had to do had to throw so many innings. It was hard, a little bit. They did a great job. Our bullpen was, I had to go like this, one of the best. But I think Williams is being the man. He's been there every day. He's been going over there 6 innings, 7 innings, keep us in the game. Even if he lost, it's going to be 3-2. 4-2, something like that. So close game in there.
I believe that dude is our future ace. He has the potential to be a Cy Young winner down the line. But for me, it's been Slade Ciccone. And for that reason is everyone, and then me too, was so upset about Josh Naylor trade. I'm like, oh, come on. Here we go again. Yeah. And could you imagine our team without Slade Ciccone right now, especially losing Luis Ortiz? Like, I'd love to have both of them. And maybe we could trade back for Josh Naylor, but this team would be in a lot of trouble if we didn't have Slade Ciccone right now.
I agree with the Slade Ciccone answer because I'm not going to lie. I went into with the lowest expectations, and he has exceeded everything that I thought that he was going to do so far this season.
Even Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz started the season 0-2, and then he come up and did his great job. They keeping us in the game, and that's very, very important. The bullpen, we need to step it up. I think this year it's been a bit different, and I know last year they throw a lot of innings last year, so it's been kind of hard a little bit. I know Class has been pitching better, stuff like that. So we need to, we need to step up our bullpen, to keep us in the game, because if the starters they give us the opportunity to go 6 and sometimes 7, our bullpen need to do the job for us to be winning.
Yeah, it's not been the same as it was last year. I know that last season is pretty difficult to replicate. That was one of the best bullpen seasons that you've ever seen in Major League Baseball, but they should step it up a little bit. Yeah,
I totally agree. I think it's like last year made us just want them to be absolutely perfect this year, and I think they could be better than what they are, and we're probably being a little unfair to them. But I think after the All-Star break, you think like having that break and just getting away from it can reset you a lot. Like, what do players do during the All-Star break to help them get better or stay healthy? Or you just rest and you don't do anything to get away from it all?
It's a long season, especially they're coming from the West Coast. So when you come, they play Houston, then they play Chicago. But the road trip before, there was in the West Coast. So it's hard, man. It's 162 games that you play, in baseball. So you feel kind of tired a little bit. So you need to have that rest. And what I like, Jose Ramirez.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's healthy, and he's going to be fresh.
I seen him. I think he was at home. He showed off his house, which is absolutely amazing looking.
Yeah.
And if he ever wants to guess, I'm down to go visit. But a lot of people I was telling them, they're like, oh, he should have just came in the All-Star game and just do a swing for the fans. I'm like, no.
He can do what he wants.
He's too good. He's too important. He needs to get healthy. The dude had 3 injuries he's playing for, and he's falling out.
Yes.
And imagine what he's going to do if he's healthy.
No, I hope so. I hope so too. But we need everybody to step up. Yes.
Steven Kwan also told me that Jose Ramirez was going home to hang out with his pets. That was quite cute.
Nice.
Thought that was really cute. But yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into some Cleveland Guardians headlines and some trade rumors.
Yes.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Lake Spur Marketing, connecting your brand to the right customers. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now we're going to take you guys around the league a little bit, and we're going to talk about some of the divisions and what we think is going to happen for the second half.
Well, I think the toughest division right now is going to be the one in the East, in the American League. I think Toronto, they're doing a good job. 2 games, in front of everybody. The Yankees and Boston Red Sox, I think it's going to be a fight through the last game of the season. Because the last month, if you see the schedule of every team, you playing that you division the whole time. So I think it's going to be a big race in there. I don't know if you see any other of the other divisions.
Yeah.
I mean, even Tampa's got a pretty damn good record in that division. Like Baltimore has the worst record, and they still have a lot of young talent on that team.
They've been playing a lot better.
Yeah, they've been playing better, but I just hope that Toronto runs away with that because I can't stand the Yankees.
I mean, it'd be pretty funny, I'm not going to lie, if the New York Yankees didn't win the division and, missed the playoffs.
Or if they if they came in 3rd place with that roster, I would just love to throw it in their fans' face. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen. The Boston Red Sox win 10 games, to finish up the first
probably the
first
hottest
half.
team at
the hottest team in the American League. They're doing really good. And
you would have seen that after they traded Rafael Devers.
Yes. But they step up, they step it up, and they start playing different players. They're getting better. In the National League, I think the toughest division is the Central. The Cubs are 1 game back. 1 game because Milwaukee wins 7 in a row. They're playing good baseball. Their pitching staff is pitching unbelievable. They are first in ERA in the bullpen, too. So they're doing it unbelievable. They're playing really good. But I like the Cubs. I like the young players that they have. You like P.C. Armstrong, that's his name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow,
PCA,
what a player, man. And I can't imagine how Suzuki don't make the All-Star game.
I think that's ridiculous. He had the most RBIs in the National League, I think he has the most RBIs in the league right now. He didn't make it.
And he's from playing in Chicago with
25 homers, something like that. Even Juan Soto, too.
I blame the Chicago Cubs fans for that one. They could take over our stadium until 2016, but they can't get this guy in the All-Star game? Come on. I
haven't forget about it, huh?
No, I'll never forget about it.
And I never will.
No, I'm never. If you don't notice, I hold grudges big time in sports.
I never will.
For me, I think the Central is the toughest overall division, but I think the Philly-Met race right now is really fun to watch.
That's a good one, too.
Because I want to see Francisco. I'd love to see him in the playoffs. I don't have anything against him, believe it or not. I love Francisco, but there's something about the Phillies I've always liked. I think it's because my uncle is such a big fan, and unlike most people from Cleveland, I don't hate Kyle Schwarber because I blame the announcer for all the hate that poor guy got. Like, how do I hate a guy that came out of injury and did what he did against us, which sucked? But like I said, I'm pushing for that guy to get here next year. So.
What about you? Haven't said anything. What's the division that you say is going to be the toughest one?
I think it's going to be the West.
The West?
I think it's going to be the West. I think all those teams, I think we're going to see a little resurgence from the Diamondbacks. I don't see them doing anything crazy, but I think I think they will. Josh is going to carry them.
But they have the hitting. I like the hitting that they have. They have everything. It's the pitching stuff. When you lose, Corbin Burns.
Yes. When
you lose all the relievers, Jason Martinez, Pat, you don't have the big guys in there. I think that's going to be the biggest question. This guy, the Montgomery, out for the season too. Mm-hmm. You have 2 starters, out for the season. It's going to be hard. Well, they have Gallen, they have Mary, Scott Mary too. So let's see what's going to happen. Right? Huh?
Corbin Carroll, he's great.
He's unreal.
I mean, they have a lot of great bats.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. You're right. Like, you got the Dodgers, who have pretty much everyone. San Diego, their lineup's loaded. Yes. San Francisco just got Devers. Unfortunately, they got Colorado still in that division.
Yes. One more All-Star bit I have before we do a quick break. I saw this on Twitter. Everyone was talking about the swing off, and they were saying, "Oh, we would love to see this as implemented as the extra innings, how a team wins." The Cleveland Guardians might not ever win an extra innings.
No, I don't want that implied.
I don't want that.
Don't say that because the people they're gonna be pissed off. But we don't have that power. We don't have that power that most of the team have. You can imagine we're gonna play the Yankees and we tie game in the 9th inning.
Let us bunt somebody over.
Yeah.
Let us bunt somebody over instead of trying to hit 3 home runs to win it. Yeah.
Only way I'm agreeing is if Jose can do all 3 at bats, I'm okay with it. If not, I'm out.
Right. Yeah.
No, we don't.
We would be too.
And I don't think that's they're talking about it. They are talking about it, and I hope that don't happen because they're going to be the worst thing that's going to happen. You know, no, don't come on. You know what? But I have to say something. I like this the AVC in the All-Star game.
I like it too. I really like that.
Really good. A lot of people like it, and maybe I'm gonna say something to you guys today. There's gonna be two things. Francisco Lindor, I think next week is gonna be calling. They're gonna call him the captain of the New York Mets. So you know that I said to you guys today, and the ABS might be on the playoffs.
I would
Not
love
next
that.
That would be
year,
cool.
On the
I
playoffs.
would love that.
So yeah, like we hear like all the players like I don't want the robo ump all the time, which I'm actually going to start agreeing with and stuff like that. But once in a while, when there's just an outrageous pitch and we're all like, "Come on!" boom, just and it was so quick. It was like boom, it was over. It wasn't like the NFL where they replay and it's like 2 minutes later you're like, "All right, this play's finally done," and you kind of lost attention. They were quick about it.
Yes.
I also loved the little thing I loved is that they brought back the jerseys, the team
The regular
jerseys.
Perfect.
uniforms,
Because I
yeah.
couldn't stand our All-Star jerseys. I thought they were horrible every year. I like to
year
just represent
was
your team and your city.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
horrible.
like this year.
This one was good. Last year was a bit outrageous.
And
like
something,
the tan with
and
the
something that I like, you see the batting practice, not the home run derby, the batting practice, the numbers,
shirts,
44
yeah.
and number 3.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
Beirut 714 the day before, for the home run derby, and for the game. What about the show?
That was incredible.
That was incredible for Hank Aaron.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How was the Hank Aaron tribute?
My
No,
friend.
that was incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was one of the most beautiful things that ever happened in the All-Star game. It was very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I agree. The All-Star game was incredible from start to finish, but we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with you guys soon.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer. Find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now we have a series with the Athletics coming up. They're coming to Cleveland this weekend. What are your guys' thoughts on how this is going to go?
We have to be careful because they have power.
Yes,
you have
they do.
Rocker, you got Sanderson, and you have Kurtz. This young guy, his power is unbelievable, and they have one of the best hitters of the game, Jacob Wilson, the shortstop. The son of the Wilson, they play for the Pirates. They really have a young team that I think they're gonna be really good. And Urshela is coming back home.
Yeah, he is.
Urshela is coming back home. He's gonna be here. So tomorrow I'll be talking to my brother Urshela. So I like what they have. I don't think they have the pitching stuff to compete in that division and in the American League. But that's the thing that we cannot be sitting down there. We're gonna roll against them. We need to beat them in the game in there.
Yeah, they're not exactly the Colorado Rockies. They got a great offense.
Yes.
Like you said, that Wilson, I think he's second in the baseball with batting average, right behind Aaron Judge. You got to keep him off and not let those big bats get him home.
Yeah, and you have to keep up with them at the plate. If we're not scoring runs, we're not going to win these games.
Yes.
We'll just keep that same offense we had in Houston going.
Talking about that, if we score over 4 runs, you know our record?
Probably really good.
Probably undefeated.
36-11. So we have to make sure we need to touch 4. If we need to touch 4, we're going to be okay. 36-11. Let's do it.
Then we have the Baltimore Orioles coming up. I know they started off very slow. Their season was really bad. It's not.
Well,
the
they're
most
playing
impressive.
better.
But they are getting better, so we should not be sleeping on them either.
No, they got the pitching. Rogers, Sugano, the Japanese guy, is pitching really good. And they've been in the last few days. Let me see right here. They are 6-4, but they are like 16-11 or something like that. So they're playing better. They're playing a lot better. Actually, Rushman haven't been the guy. He may gonna.
He's going to turn around. He's a great hitter. And like I said, it's not always about who you're playing. It's kind of a lot of it is when you're playing them and how hot they are, if they got injuries. And right now they're playing good, so we can't sleep on them. We got to take advantage of this soft schedule part. Where we just went to the gauntlet. Like I said, we got to beat the teams we're supposed to be beating.
You have to.
Last topic that I have for you guys: Steven Kwan trade rumors.
No.
No.
We need it. We need that guy in front. That's why Jose Ramirez got 50 RBIs right now because we have Steven Kwan. When you hit 295, that's good, bro.
Yep.
You just heard our guest. You don't get rid of bona fide hitters that raise to the occasion. Like he's always risen to the occasion. What was his average in the playoffs last year? It was ridiculous. I'm pretty sure. Don't trade him. Do your fans a favor And instead of we want to see breaking news, Steven Kwan extension. You want your fans there. You want to make money. Invest in the team, and we'll invest in you.
Carlos, you got a chance to talk to him.
Yes, I talked to Kwan. Let's listen to that, please.
My brother.
How you doing? Good to see you, bro.
Man,
bro. What do you got going on here? This is new,
That's a new style, bro.
You're looking good. Okay.
Trying to be like you.
No. You look better.
Steven, as a representative from the Cleveland Guardians, you've been awesome. I love the way you play the game. You deserve to be here, and I want to say congratulations from the organization. Tell me about how special it is to be picked by the fans, to be picked by the coaches, by the players for you.
Yeah, like I was saying before, you play this game to play with the best, and then when you're on the field with them, you have the utmost respect for your opponents, and then to gain that respect back and have their vote, it means everything. To have that affirmation and just know that you're playing the game the right way in other people's eyes, I think that means everything to me.
You are unbelievable. I love the way you played in the outfield. You know how to position yourself when the ball hit the wall, stuff like that. You made that catch and throw to second base. Where you learned that, and who you look forward to see here, to say hi, to watch him play, something like that.
Yeah, I think in Cleveland, as you know, that left field wall is so big, so there's a lot of opportunities to make those kind of plays. So, before games, we'll always practice, and JT McGuire, he does a good job with keeping us accountable and making us work every day and not be complacent. I think it starts there, and then just trying to be proud of your defense. I think that's really important.
You're a complete player. That's what I like. Who's the player, the player that you admire here, that you want to talk to him and get something out of it?
Yeah. I think one of my favorite players is Corbin Carroll. I love watching him play. I know he's on the NL side, so it's going to be hard to see him, but the way he hits, he changed his hitting style up, and now he's raking. Watching him run, his just instincts, I love watching that guy play, so I'm excited to see him.
All the best. God bless you, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to see you, brother.
Hi, ESPN.
No, it's always great to hear from Steven Kwan. He was my favorite person to talk to at the All-Star game. He always is, and it's just a great opportunity.
Always smiling, always having fun, and that's the guy that I want him to be here for 7 more years as a lead-off guy. Steven Kwan, let's vote for him.
What I got from that interview is the same thing I'm getting from everybody, the rave reviews on Carlos's facial hair.
Oh.
The GOAT has a GOAT now. We like it.
What was the thought process that went in behind this? You said we're trying something new? Looks
And
great.
does the wife like it?
Yes. Well, let me show everybody.
Oh.
Here, I went down and no more. So I need to put it here now. So let's do it.
As long as the wife likes it, you're good, right?
She's the one that said.
Oh, there you
go.
go.
Woman with taste. We love that. Okay, so series coming up this weekend. We want you guys to be where?
At the ballpark. We need you guys at the ballpark. We need to keep going a winning streak in there. We got 2, but we want to keep going. I would like to hit 6 or something like that, in a row more.
Yep.
We're going to have a shirt on
Friday.
Friday.
That was a cool looking shirt.
City Connect shirt. It has
City
that
Connect
one on there. Yeah,
yes.
It looks really nice. Steven Vogt bobblehead on Saturday.
Steven Bog. Yeah. It's going to be
fireworks, hot dogs. I think there's $2 beers. I don't know. It sounds like a good time. If you guys aren't going to be there, it sounds like you guys are losers.
You're going to
You
miss
should
it.
be there.
Let's go to the ballpark. Let's help our club. We miss you guys. Thank you for always being with us. Every Wednesday, we're going to bring somebody new here. You don't miss it. Don't miss it.
We'll see you guys.